Okay, so today I will learn to complete a proof using HL, side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and CPCTC.
We did talk about that.
We talked about CPCTC. It stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. It is super simple. So today, as a little review, here's the reasons that we can have for sides to be congruent and for angles to be congruent. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. We've done proofs, so this should be pretty easy. Go ahead and number 1, fill in all of our givens there. So where are we going to write given here?
We're using the words, right?
There's no word bank for these, but you're just using the word given, yes. Write the word given. Oh, and this is, everyone say hey to Berto. This is for Berto.
Hello. What's up, Berto?
Hi. Alright, Aura, where did I write given here? Number 1. Where else?
2.
4.
Oh. It's number 1. It's also number 2. It's also number
4.
So we are looking just at what is in our given. So that was in our given as step 1. That was in our given as step 2. R is the midpoint of PS. I see that at step 3.
Oh, yeah.
So 1, 2, and 3 are all givens. 1,
You
2.
just said 4.
I did not say 4. Someone said 4.
I said it.
1, 2, and 3 are givens. You're just matching what we have there. 1, 2, and 3. So what is the most important part about these specific types of proof are that you mark your pictures, and I would like you to write that down. You have to. So you must mark your picture. Please write that down. You must mark your pictures, or else they are impossible to find the correct triangle congruence theorem, right? We have some blank triangles there. That's not helpful. We need something to read. Is it side, angle, side? Is it side, side, side? So we have to add that information in. That's the only difference here. So let's go ahead and mark our picture with the given information. It says that PQ is congruent to what? Anyone there? PQ is congruent to?
QR.
What does number 1 say?
ST.
Yes, we're going to mark that with 1 dash. PQ is congruent to ST. Okay, we are adding in the correct markings here. What does step number 2 say?
QR. RT.
Very good. So we're going to mark that with how many dashes? 2. Good.
Oh.
Okay, step 3 says that R is the midpoint of PS. My next step then says that PR is congruent to RS. How did we know that? What would be my reason there? Look at what step 3 says.
Oh, they're on the same, what's it called?
R is the midpoint. What do you think is going to come next?
Midpoint.
The
Midpoint.
definition of a midpoint. Very good, Brendan. And I'm going to abbreviate. So again, don't overthink it. When you see that vocab word midpoint, you're going to have to write definition of midpoint usually next.
I'll put def for midpoint.
That is fine. So PR is congruent to RS. We knew that because R is a midpoint. So I'm going to mark that with 3 dashes. Okay, so we're just marking what the information tells me. And now we have an information in my picture to figure out my last blank. So the last step always has our congruent statement here. So once you see the triangles, you know you've reached the end, and that is where we put in our letters. So either side, 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 angle, side, angle is going to be our last step here. So last, or I'll say the last reason is our letters. Like side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle. So you have the back of your picture here. What's the only thing that we marked? 3 sides, so this would be side, side, side. So that is our reason. Again, you don't know that unless you mark your picture, so it's really, really important that you mark your picture. Okay, number 2, please write down which ones you see givens. Number 2, please fill in your givens.
First one always gonna be given.
First one is always going to be given, yes. But we usually have more than one, so where else do we see given?
The 4.
Okay, this is not a guessing game. I need you to literally look.
I was there. 3. Is it 3? Is it 3?
Okay.
No, it's 2.
We need to put a box around it, I think. That is the given, whatever's next to given. So you're finding J, M, and NL, that's step 1. Angle J and M is step 2. So just 1 and 2 are given. Just good old-fashioned matching game there. Alright, so let's go ahead and mark that. Please mark with a dash, J, M, and NL. Mark that with a dash. J, M, and NL. Put a dash. J, M, and NL. Where is it? On your picture.
Put that right there.
Where's
Oh,
J, M?
Jason right here.
Good. J, is this right? And L. Good. What's my next given?
NL.
4.
That says angle JMN. So let's trace that to figure out where my arc is going to go. So I'm just going to draw it off to the side because some people are still struggling with this. JML. Where would I put the arc? At what letter? The M. Good. So if I find this on my picture, still the same thing. That should be an N. JMN. So I'm going to start at J, and I think it's easiest just to trace it. So J to M to N. So we're going to put the arc right there.
Oh, I just thought that was like a little slab between the box. I couldn't really tell.
Okay, what's our other angle that it's congruent to? J and N and
L
and
M.
So let's do the same thing. L and M is going to be right there. So up in the other corner. Alright, my third theorem there. My step number 3 says Mn is congruent to Mn. Anyone know what that property is called? Something is equal to itself. Reflexive. Good. Reflexive. So let's go ahead and mark that. Mn is congruent to Mn. So how many dashes do I need?
2.
2. Good. And now I have enough information. So my last step has my little triangle. So now I'm plugging in the letters here. What do I have? That's side.
Side, angle, side.
Side, angle, side. Good. Side, angle, side. Okay, I promise these get way easier. You just have to keep practicing. So let's move on. Number 3. How many givens do you see?
2. 1 and 2. No.
Here's my given. What? There's my given. So where do I see that?
5.
No, the given. You're looking at the proof.
It's the first one.
It's just the first one. Okay, we have a different vocab word there. Bisector. Anyone remember what a bisector does?
Bisect angles.
Yeah, bisector is to do what?
Go between
Cut
the
them in half.
It's
Cut
2
it
of
in
them.
half.
And it makes 2.
Yes, we're going to cut it in half. So SQ is bisecting both angles RQT and angles RST. That means it's going to split one big angle into 2 different angles. So if I look, where's the vertex of that angle? Where's the middle letter?
Q.
Q. So that has been split in half. So I'm going to put an arc on either side of Q. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
That big angle has been split in half. Let's look at what else has been split in half. Where's where's the vertex of both of these?
S.
At S. So I'm going to put 2 arcs on S. Those have been split in half. Okay, don't overthink it. If we have a vocab word, most likely we're going to be using the definition of it. So we're going to put the definition of a what? Good. Of an angle bisector specifically. And those are listed up at the top of your notes. So definition of an angle bisector happens at step 2 and step 3. So we have congruent angles at both those steps. Okay, please fill in step 4. You should know that one by now. Anyone know step 4? Reflexive, very good. How do I mark that on my picture? What do I need to add there? Very good. 2 dashes, 1 dash would be fine. I usually do 2. And now our picture's marked enough that I can read it. So why don't you, with your partner, figure out what I'm looking at here. Angle, side, angle. Very good. It's angle, side, angle.
Oh, this simple, dog.
This seems a lot easier.
We've been doing it for a while now.
You have time to
Okay, are we ready for our next one?
Yes.
Do we want to try it without me?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to pause here and let you guys try this one.
Yo, what it is? I'm stop. Restart. I was late.
No.
Alright, so we have given. So when I mark that, the easiest thing to do is find the middle letter. So in number 2, what's the middle letter?
W.
W and X. So that's where the arcs go. My next one, both of the letters were where?
Y.
Y. So we have double arcs at Y. And then YZ is congruent to YZ is my reflexive property. Step 3, did anyone get step 3?
Yes.
I did.
Angle. Definition of angle. Y'all ain't raising y'all hand.
She ain't looking.
That's true, I'm not. Sorry, that's the definition of an angle bisector because we have that vocab word bisect. We know we have 2 congruent angles. And that step, look for the repeating middle letter. I know that's the step where it's going to be an angle bisector when that vertex is the same angle. And then my last one, we're filling in the letters. I heard some debate between angle side angle and angle side. So we want to double check our picture. I think it's easiest if we just label it. So that's an angle, and that's a side. So that would have to be angle, side. That side is not in between. Maybe some of you realized also that the answer was right there the whole time.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
But that's good that maybe we didn't see that the whole time.
You shouldn't have said that.
Well, we're done with it now.
Because now if you look at me.
So the last one.
We're gonna do all.
Where's my given?
The first number 1.
We're gonna do it now.
Okay, I want us to be able to mark this. So please mark LM and MN. Put a dash on ML and MN. Mark your pictures, please. Mark your picture. So ML and MN are the sides there. I know that MP is congruent to MP by what property? Reflexive. And then because I have a right angle, I know that my hypotenuses are congruent. So that one is HL. The answers are not usually going to be right there, but figures. Some of us were catching on to that already. Alright, the last one is only one slightly different because CPCTC is added in there. So when used when asked to prove that parts are congruent. So what are the parts of a triangle? What makes up a triangle?
Sides.
Sides and
Angles.
angles. Good. So whenever you're asked to prove any angles or any sides are congruent, we still have to first prove that the triangles are congruent. So these are the same exact proofs, except there's one extra step. So what you want to look for is your triangles. Where do we see the little triangle symbol? What step? Where do you see the little triangle symbols?
3.
Step 4. 4, right? So wherever you see the triangles, that's where we're going to be adding in our letters. Side, side, angle, hypotenuse, leg. So that will come in at step number 4. Whenever you see that there's one extra step, it's always, always, always going to be CPCTC. So look for your triangles. If there's one step after it, my answer is always going to be CPCTC. That just says if my triangles are congruent, then I can say any piece of them is going to be congruent. So that is literally our last reason. So add it in reason number 5. We always end with CPCTC if there's one extra step. So let's do this one. Actually, I'm going to pause here and let you guys fill in all the rest.
Oh,
So you have to mark your own picture here.
That was another video.
Okay.
Okay, AB is congruent to AD. That was the given. BC was congruent to CD. That was the given. Step 3, AC is congruent to AC is reflexive. So I need 3 dashes there. And what theorem would this be? Side, side, side. And again, we have that one extra step. So that is CPCTC. CPCTC.
It's Judy who said it right.
And that concludes our notes for today.
So we done for the whole day? Yeah, I said it.